January 20th, 2021. How's it going, guys? This is going to be part one of just a short little video here. How to replace the springs on a Whirlpool washing machine and the pads that basically the tub floats on. And I've already done two of them. I'm going to do the last one here. I went to the hardest one first because I'd seen some other videos, and I mean, there were some guys who went to extremes. It's really not that difficult. I'm going to show you what you have to have, and I'm going to do one for you guys here to see it too. I started with the hardest one. That's what I usually do on anything when I'm working on anything mechanical. I like to go to the hardest thing first, and then I work my way back. So first thing we're going to look at today is these springs here. Now these springs kind of hold that tub in the way it floats around, okay? And there's three pads like this. And they look kind of like little smiley-like faces. And when you put them on around the tub, actually they're just going to face out towards you like that. They clip in. Now some guys will take these, and since these I think are made in one of those other foreign countries, they'll sand them down a little bit. I did not sand mine down. I just went ahead and just popped them in. They popped in okay. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, when you're dealing with plastic and they're recessed, you can always look. Now, this has a little bit more taper on the inside. If I was going to do anything, I might take a little tiny file and go around to make it more around the bottom edge of that for when it clips in. But I sure wouldn't sand off the furthest, basically the outer edge of the diameter where it's the biggest, because if it won't go down through the hole, if it won't snap in, I mean, there's something wrong anyway. But I mean, I know that some of these are made in other different countries. Some are probably not completely precision to that. But to me, like I say, you can see here that this right here has a lot deeper groove at the bottom. Okay. Now, what are we going to need to do this? A good little flashlight. If you got a good lighted area wherever you're doing it, you probably won't need it. And we're going to go down and we're going to take a look at this. Now we're going to need a pair of needle nose pliers. You might need a small little hammer. I'm going to show you a little hammer, a couple hammers that I had here just to get in there if you have to knock those little pads out. Also, a pair of needle nose pliers here and a couple straight screwdrivers. You also need a Phillips to remove basically the hood cover off this too. And I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to do this in reverse, so it's a little bit more easier, but I want everybody to see what this is all about. Now, this spring is right here. And it's not that difficult. Anybody can do this, guys. That spring there, it attaches over here to a little metal clip right there. And you guys can see that. I'm going to hold that right there. And the thing of this is, my recommendation is when I do anything like this, it don't matter if I'm working on a vehicle, something electronic, take a picture of each one of these springs, how they're on. Now, it might not make a difference, but since this thing has been this way for this long, I want to make sure I get this spring exactly back on this the way it's supposed to be. Now, the pads. And the pads are kind of hard to see, but the pads are up underneath right here. Now, hold on. I'm going to put this on pause for a second. Hold on, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. And what I did, I usually, I got pieces of wood, like I can use pieces of wood to wedge things in. Anything that you don't want to make sure you bend any plates or anything. So you always want to use something that's softer, like wood, okay? And what I did, I just lifted this tub up. You can see the tub here. And just with my hand, and that's how easy it was. It just took one hand to lift it up. And if you see in here, hold on, guys. Let's see if I can get this. You see this white piece? See where my finger's at? See where my finger's at right there? That's it. That's the little pad. Now there's two little protruding like pieces that stick out from that I was showing you earlier. And what we're going to do, we're going to try to pop this out, but there's a little recess area you can usually get this out with. Now, I don't know if I can hold the camera on the phone and do this too, but we're going to try to do this anyway. First, let's see if I can get this underneath there. And it's kind of got to work it lightly. There's one. There's one of them out. Can you see up in there? Now I'm going to try to pop this other one out. Now don't panic if you break those off, guys, because you can get them out. And it just popped out. Hold on, let's see if I can find it here. Just a second. Okay, guys. I'm back. And there it is right there. And we're just going to pop that one right back in. Really, I mean, it doesn't have that much wear and tear, I don't think, on it. I don't know, like I say, if this is actually the cause. I think the springs are probably more, they probably get weak. I'm sure these do wear out, but this washing machine here is 21 years old. And I haven't had much problem with it at all. So that says something about those Whirlpool washing machines. Very good product. We've taken, and I try to take care of everything that I have and keep it up in mechanical running condition here. So we're going to try to put this back on. Hold on just a second. Okay, guys, we're going to try this. I'm trying to hold this. It's going to probably be a little bit more difficult for me to get this in here like this. So let me see if I can hold this sideways. We'll see if I can get it in this way. If I can Now remember, this is going to face out just like a smiley face. So it's going to look like that, facing out towards you. And let's see if I can do this. If not, I'll have to do it. Then I'll have to come back and show it clipped in, guys, because I don't know if I can do it with one hand. Let's see here. We'll see. Hold on just a second. Okay, guys, I'm back. I think I got a better grip on it now where I can get it in there. You can see where this is at, okay? So it's going right in there. It's going to snap in. Now to pop these in, you might have to put a little bit of pressure down on that with something. There's one with my finger. See if I can get the other one. If not, I just took a screwdriver and allowed that to go in there just a little bit. Might have to pull that wood out to do this right. Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, guys, what I did, I took a piece of this little board out and I put the screwdriver in there first in between this and let the weight of the tub actually press down on this, and it popped it right in. So now you can see that new white one right there, right in here. So then we're going to do the spring, and that's really the easiest. I mean, it's not even hard to get the spring in at all. I'm going to turn this around a little bit, so hold on one more time. Okay, guys, I'm back. I want to show you how this tub also floats on here. You can see that spring. See how that floats back and forth? That's how that washing machine floats around. Okay? So when you take this spring off, you want to make sure this tub's pushed all the way closest in, because that's going to take the tension off this spring here. Okay? So I might have to do this, like I say, and then come back to you, because I don't have a camera in with me today. So hold on just a second. Okay, guys, now I just took that off right there. I'm still holding the spring because I wanted you guys to see this. Okay, and I got it with the needle nose right there, so you can see it. There you go, right there. Okay, and you see how that, I'm just going to let this dangle for a second. Bring this light in. There's the spring. Now one of these springs, I try to make sure they're going the same way, and I think that's a good idea on all this. So you want to just match them up. Like I say, I would recommend definitely you definitely want to take a picture of it. Especially if, you haven't done a lot of mechanical stuff. So this way you can always make sure it's going to go back correctly on that. So hold on just a second. I'm back, guys. There it is. Took maybe 25 seconds to put on. That's all it took. Now we got new pads here, new springs here. But now there's another spring. You see this spring over here? I got it too. Now, one of the guys that I was looking at YouTube talked about this. I want you guys to see this. You see it gets kind of rusty. He said usually a lot of times these will rust out, or this metal here will actually rust in two right here, okay? Now, they had told them, basically the technicians, they could either drill another hole here beside it where it's solid, or you could come over here and there's another place, and he said this would be about the same tension. I don't know if that would be about the same tension there. I think I would, if you had the chance, I would probably just try to drill another hole close over there by it where it was solid if it was rusted out. So we're going to do this spring next. So hold on. Okay, guys, I'm back. This is the other spring. Didn't take but a minute to replace. This spring, I don't know. Hopefully this is okay, because this is a bigger spring, but it doesn't feel like it's got as much tension on it. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, this spring really probably wasn't that bad. I'm going to save that too, just in case. But this kind of gives it a whole new life on all this. Now, one other thing. Hold on. Okay, guys, I'm back. What I was going to say is that these springs had grease on them, on the contact places. And what I did, I went back in and put grease on them again. Now, I've mentioned that there was a reason why they did that originally when they made this product. I noticed a lot of people didn't say anything about that. Even though the springs are springing back and forth, they still, if the tub gets off or it moves, there's gonna be friction there. Okay? So that's one thing everybody should remember too. And you can see I even did those over there, went all the way around on them. So what we're going to do, this will be part one. And I'm going to put then the hood back on it, show you how to do that. And then we'll fire her up and see how she does. Anyway, this is part one, guys. Have a good one.